Dolphins have some late scores. Kind of inexplicable the way they approach the end game scenario, I suppose. Troy shared that sentiment. They lose by 13. We get up to the booth. It's Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. And Joe, this is a proud, passionate franchise. And the last time this Steeler team played on this field, they get booed off the field. Folks are chanting, "Fire Tomlin." I'm interested if you sense that there was a recognition from them of just how frustrating this was for this fan base and how much it has changed in these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, fan bases can be fickle, and it's what have you done for me lately? And I think, they just are tired of not just, kind of pedestrian regular seasons, but they haven't won a playoff game in 8 completed seasons. So it's been a while, and this organization is not used to that. So at some point, the regular season is going to come to a close, and, they're hopeful that they win the AFC North, and then the real stuff begins in the playoffs and the postseason. But I thought this was a really good game on the heels of a really big win at Baltimore. And so even his most ardent critics would have to acknowledge that this is a nice 2-week stretch for the Steelers.
Without question, and they are the leaders of the AFC North. And Troy, on Countdown, we talked about Rodgers, and you mentioned his confidence late in the broadcast. Clearly he's got it. They're maybe not explosive on offense, but they're certainly efficient. How dangerous could Pittsburgh be if the defense is just fractionally better and Rodgers starts cooking with some confidence?
Well, I think they could be real dangerous, and I do. I said it during the broadcast there towards the end. I saw a quarterback today that just had body language and looked different than what I've seen all season long. Big win last week, and as he told us, I think bringing in Adam Thielen and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, I think that kind of stabilized things for him at the wide receiver position, even though, they haven't really been all that active, but it gives him confidence. And I saw that again tonight. He had a big night throwing the football, did a lot of good things. I think when you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, if they are able to win the division and get into the postseason, it'd be interesting to see an Aaron Rodgers with confidence and a Pittsburgh team that's kind of rolling up against a Denver team, with a young quarterback in Bo Nix, or the New England Patriots with Drake May. This guy has playoff experience, 4-time league MVP, and all that he's been able to do, having won a Super Bowl. And Josh Allen is kind of that guy as well, who's a veteran guy in the postseason. I think it would make for a pretty interesting postseason in the AFC.
And without Watt tonight, this franchise that forever has been known for its defense, we saw a much better performance on that side of the football against the Miami team, as we know, just doesn't play too well when it's cold outside. Fellas, we'll be inside next week in Indianapolis and get to see Rivers against a red-hot San Francisco team. That'll be a great one. Look forward to being with you guys there in Indianapolis. They want to continue celebrating this 28-15 victory. Joined now and set by Cameron Heyward, who played a big part in this victory tonight. Congratulations on the win. You and I were talking a bunch off air that will work its way on air. I just want to start with no Watt.
Yeah.
And a rush defense, which we know has not been your strength this year against one of the strongest running units in the NFL. What did you all do collectively tonight that you're most proud of?
I think we just answered the bell. We knew the game plan was to run the ball from their standpoint. And for our group to have a chance in this game, it's going to take everybody. It's not, the front seven. It's not, one side of the defense. It's got to be 11 guys running to the ball. I thought first half we were kind of warming up to it, but then the second half we really were stout.
Offensively, you guys got cooking. You get a late touchdown, come out of the locker room, get another one, and then before you know it, it's 4 consecutive touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers is, he's one of the all-time dudes.
Yeah.
He's new here. But what have you seen from him in terms of being a leader and being the guy that is pushing all the buttons on that offensive side?
I think there's a level of accountability he brings to the group, the way he challenges guys, the way he communicates. There's a lot of stuff you see during practice, but then off the field, he's working with guys, making sure they're, it's not just the offensive line, it's the wide receivers, the tight ends. They all play a big role in what he wants to do, and he just keeps talking about it.
Cam, is it because of that stuff we don't see that allows him to be, he's harsh.
Yeah.
Like, he'll give dudes stink eye. He'll be demonstrative when you're not on point with your assignments. But is it the fact that he is that sort of hands-on throughout that earns him that level of sort of wiggle room when it comes to being a pretty tough taskmaster?
I think that, and then we can hold him accountable too.
How so?
Well, we let him know when he's playing like crap too. So,
Good.
I think we all know we all have to play at a different level to win games in this league. And it starts with myself, it starts with Aaron, it starts with TJ. You go down the list. We all have to be accountable. We're not running from that, and we have a mature group that really talks about that.
Who got that first touchdown?
Lil bro.
Yeah, we work with a guy named Jason who's got a younger brother named Travis. They're pretty good as well. What's it been like for you to see him grow into this role now where, when it's a hard yard, he's the guy, and he got one on a fourth down, then he got the touchdown there. What's it like to see him evolve into this role?
I love it. He's excited for those opportunities. He doesn't get a lot of them, but when he gets in there, he's trying to make the most of his opportunities. And in this league, if you have a niche, you're going to be on the roster. And,
Hell yeah.
You keep doing that week in and week out, and they can't stop it. We're talking about a lot of touchdowns.
I'm looking around at this, as I was telling you off air. This is one of my favorite places to come. I love what this team represents to the city. There's a level of pride, and I think it's not fair to say it's real. There's been a frustration. We heard it. You heard it the last time you guys walked off this field.
Yeah.
How did that land with you to be booed off the field, to have people chant to fire your coach, who I adore? How has that fueled you all to see what we've seen these last couple weeks?
I think we have higher expectations of ourselves. We understand the fans want us to do better, but as players, we want to play better. And we never want to hear our coach be on the firing block, as you say, but our guys know we got to play better. We take the accountability in knowing that we can keep our coach here.
RC played for him, and he's explained to me that Mike Tomlin is the most consistent man he's ever been around. He doesn't waver. That message isn't theatrics. That's who he is, 24/7, 365. Mm-hmm. What did you see out of him after the Buffalo game in terms of message and leadership that has helped also fuel this sort of momentum that you all have?
I think we attacked it right after the game. The next day, we were in there watching film. We had walkthroughs. We were talking about our mistakes. But he circled the next game on the calendar. He understood that Miami's coming to town, and we were even talking about Detroit. We got to be on all P's and Q's because the recipe in December is stopping the run and running the ball, and it played out today.
Well, this time of year, man, when it gets cold outside, two things: if you can run the ball and if you can play defense, you can win football games. Last big sort of overarching thing here. Mm-hmm. You've been here a long time. You've been one of the faces and leaders of this franchise. You know what this is about. This is a place that's not just happy to crash the party. It's about trying to win rings. Feels as wide open as I can ever remember in the AFC. Mm-hmm. What do you feel like has to happen, Cam, from now until the tournament starts to give you guys a chance to do the thing everyone here wants, which is to go on a run?
I think stopping the run.
That's it?
You stop the run, you make a team one-dimensional, and, we can't run from that. And if we can give our offense more tries at it, I think they're going to put up a lot of points.
Well, tonight, last week, big starts, and as Aaron mentioned with Lisa, Detroit's there, and they got to win a game, so you guys are up against it, but you guys got to keep winning, too. You guys have the lead in the North. Baltimore's coming to town late. Santa Claus is coming to town, too, man. Merry Christmas. I wish you the best, and I appreciate you taking a few minutes out here in the cold.
Merry Christmas to you, too. As well.
I appreciate it. Cam Heyward, one of the all-time greats here in Pittsburgh. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. See the giant smile on Aaron Rodgers' face. That's because you might think that Rodgers has a prickly relationship with the media. He loves his guy Sutcliffe. And as the Steelers get the victory on a night that had 4 consecutive touchdown drives, MVS in, DK in, that's all fine and good. But here he is with our guy, John.
Guys, I feel like they got a lot to prove. But my one question is, where the hell is my tequila?
A ver, con el tequila disfruta, Tomlin. A ver. SVP hasn't learned your Monday night. My colleagues at SportsCenter in Mexico no saben decir un buen Monday night.
They don't know.
¿Me ayudas en el cuento de 3 si lo hacemos? 1, 2, 3. Monday Night Football!
That's his guy. He loves Pedro Dinky.
They showed up together tonight.
Yeah, I think he rode in with him.
Yeah, probably so.
That's his guy.
Sutcliffe is that dude, though, so I'm not mad at all.
He truly is. He's internationally known, world famous. As for Rodgers tonight, MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, a difference maker. DK Metcalf, a difference maker. A different type of species of human as well.
100%.
How significant were those plays, and what can you show us?
So here's what's extremely cool about what we're seeing. The first play where MVS scores the touchdown, DK Metcalf is actually going to be the decoy. And what you're going to use him for is he's going to be the deep crosser, which is going to pull the deep middle safety out of the middle. And that will allow MVS Valdez-Scantling to cross his face to the corner here, and after the play action, we'll see Aaron Rodgers hit him. Now, if we start this play, watch as it starts. The middle of the field safety is going to see DK Metcalf flash in front of him. If you stop it right here, you see that he's already stepped up, and that's going to give Valdez-Scantling, who is right here in the middle of the field, an easier opportunity to get here and get in front, and then we'll see that we can get Aaron Rodgers to lay the football up right in front of him.
That pass is already being thrown as you're drawing this
already
up.
being thrown because he already knows what's going on. And then, right, if you watch the second play, we'll see with DK Metcalf, this is all about timing, belief from a guy like Aaron Rodgers who knows he can make every single throw and then a finish to the end zone. Now you're going to see Davis. He's the middle of the field safety. He's going to end up being the robber. He's going to end up moving from that position to being the robber. Now you're going to get a skinny right here by DK Metcalf. You're going to get a guy like Mika Fitzpatrick who's playing a nickel. He's going to squeeze. He's expecting, though, that he'll have middle of the field help from the robber and the deep safety. Now, as you let the play start, let's watch Davis, who's going to have eyes on Aaron Rodgers. His eyes. He's going to break right now. He's expecting to make that play. Aaron Rodgers fits it in, and after he gets it in, look at all these tackles that are broken by DK Metcalf. It's that sort of play that they've been expecting from him, and in the last 2 weeks, Scott, they've actually gotten it, which has made this offense go.
As a man who made his living trying to stop plays like that, when you're this close and it turns into that, how do you describe the frustration?
Scott, I can tell you about it. I planned for 2 weeks to intercept Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. And it's a touchdown to Greg Jennings in the game. And before the play, I already knew that I was going to be saying, hey, I'm going to Disney World. And I break on the football, and he just throws a perfect pass, like 2 inches over my hands. And then I told this story before. The next drive, they get a timeout. He's walking off of the field, and he turns to me, and he goes, hey, 2-5. It was that close. This is a man that's made every throw for his entire career, and tonight he showed us that he could still do some of those same things, which they're going to need down the stretch.
There's a temptation when you come to a place like this and you're up close and you feel the energy and you feel like a completely different energy than there was here 2 weeks ago when Buffalo came in and ran the same play over and over, to think, all right, the AFC's wide open. Maybe this team could be in the mix. Maybe they could make a run. Yeah. Can they?
Well,
what has to happen for that to happen?
So let me say this first,
okay.
Right? We also had to temper that with, this was the Miami Dolphins tonight, and Tua Tagovailoa in below freezing weather. We know what sort of team that is. But the thing that I heard Cam Heyward say that is 100% the truth, they have to stop the run. We talked about it before he got up on this stage. Let's just say they finish 4th and number 5 is the Buffalo Bills. You know exactly what play they're going to run.
Cook,
and you're going to have to find a way to stop it. And I do believe if they can get in the tournament and they keep ascending offensively, this is the team that can compete.
And with no T.J. Watt, for them to bow up against the Miami Dolphins team, whatever you might think about them, you might not realize they're a top 5 rushing offense that has been on the come-up in the last 5 weeks. They shut them down tonight. They get the big victory. RC, I appreciate you.
Man, thank you.
I know how much it means for you to be back here, and I know how much you mean to all of them.
Absolutely.
It's cool to be here to see that. Man, he really looked at you in the Super Bowl and did that?
Yeah.
Oh, that would piss me off. Man, that would bother me.
Pretty much why Packers fans think I hate the Packers.
Miami had a 3-0 lead late first half. Then Connor Heyward, takes it in, 7-0. Pittsburgh gets the ball coming out of the locker room, right down the field. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, touchdown. DK Metcalf on a 3rd and 11, very nearly deflected. It wasn't. That's a Metcalf touchdown. Then Jonnu Smith takes it in. Afterwards, Mike Tomlin on a complete victory on Monday night.
Man, we love Monday Night Football. Mission accomplished. Certainly, we wanted to engineer victory, but we wanted to do it in a certain way. That was a hot football team, and they had rode their run game over the last month or so. I think they had averaged 192 a game over the last 5 weeks, and so we needed to stop the run, and certainly we need to run the ball in the effort to flip that component of it, and I think that made the engineering of victory more fluid.
Is it important, did you talk to the players about, I know you're always talking about stacking wins, but that was your first back-to-back since October?
It's that time of year. It doesn't need to be said.
They understand what time of year it is. Pittsburgh given a 61% chance to win the division. It's interesting, though. The Browns, they've got the Browns coming up. You got the Ravens, you got the Lions as well. Baltimore has 0 breathers. You go New England, Green Bay, then a trip here to take on Pittsburgh, who has already gone to Baltimore and won, which is why the division currently is in the favor of the Pittsburgh Steelers.